We've got Sean in Nebraska. You're on with Don and Matt.
Hello.
Hi.
I've just been looking at the show the past couple of days. I have a friend who's an atheist, and he just said I should give it a call, so that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
So we've had some calls kind of go sideways when somebody put somebody else up to the call on the show. I'm glad you watched a few episodes.
Yeah, I saw that one with the guy and his mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't one of our finer moments, but maybe. What have you got for us today, though? What?
Well, I was just I guess I was just wondering why you don't believe in God.
Because there isn't sufficient evidence to believe in a God? And the time to believe in something is when there's sufficient evidence?
So you guys don't think the Bible is evidence of God?
No.
Why not?
Okay, that's a nice way to shift things around to expect us to attempt to prove that it's not. The point is, why would anybody think it is from a God?
Well,
it's a book.
No, I'm just saying why is it?
It's a book written by human beings. What reason would I have to think that it's from a God?
Well, it's not written. It's from humans. But it's talking about accounts of God.
Okay.
It's not like God wrote it.
Okay. Does that mean that Harry Potter is real? I mean, that was written by a human.
No,
it talks about magic and stuff.
Harry Potter isn't a book full of human testimony.
Okay, neither's the Bible.
Harry Potter is a fantasy story. Nobody in Harry Potter is saying, I saw Harry Potter do this.
Yeah,
in the Bible.
So here's the thing. The Bible is a collection of, well, depending on which Bible you're talking about, but we'll go ahead and stick with like the Protestant version, is 66 books written by a variety of authors, none of whom or very few of whom can we reasonably verify. And the book is a bunch of claims and stories. Mm-hmm. And so the question then becomes, how could we demonstrate that these claims and these stories are true? They're not true just because they're in a book. It's not reasonable to conclude that they came from a God just because they're in a book about a God. The thing is, how would we go about showing what's true? So how old do you think the Earth is?
4.6 billion years old.
Yeah, and yet the book has been used to try to show that it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 6,000 to 10,000 years old, if you take it literally. So at a minimum, you have to...
Right, because the people who wrote the book were wrong.
Okay, how do you know that?
Yeah, thank you for answering our questions. The people who wrote the book are wrong.
Well, I mean...
And if they're wrong about that, and whether or not bats are birds, and which things we should or shouldn't do, and whether or not we should start wars, and whether or not women are equal to men, if it's wrong about all of these things, what on earth makes you think it's right about anything?
Well, I think most of this book is the time period people explaining, but their testimonies should be taken apart from that because they have all these different experiences that they wrote down.
What are the testimonies? Like, give me an example of a testimony from the Bible that you think we should.
Yeah, what's the most convincing
and
one?
Why?
What's the most convincing one?
Yeah, we'll start at the top.
I think Saul's Damascus Road experience.
Okay, so you have somebody who's written a book about, and they included a description of their experience, and you're just going to accept that what they're describing actually happened.
No, not just based on that.
Okay, then what other evidence do you have apart from Paul's account that this actually happened?
It's all the testimonies.
No. That's not the way it works. The plural of anecdote is not data. You don't just say there's a whole bunch of different claims. You said specifically Saul's Damascus Road experience. That is reported in the Bible.
Okay.
What evidence do you have that report is accurate?
Okay, say you were on the street and a whole bunch of people were running at you.
Stop. What evidence do you have? I don't want you to tell me a story. I want you to provide the evidence for why you are convinced that this is real. That's what